Hello guys, welcome back to 1878 Blues and wow, 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 wow. Everton have just beaten Man United 1-0 in a game that has absolutely exhausted me from head to toe. I've just got a positive test result yesterday for COVID. First time I've had it since it all, started. And I just thought to myself, I can't deal with any more lack of energy inside of me. I can't deal with any more disappointments and stress. This was everything I didn't want, but in terms of results, everything we wanted and everything we needed. So listen, every game is going to be like a final. One positivity you could say throughout the past few games is that we've been scoring goals, we've been staying in games, but we haven't taken the lead for a while as well, and today we did, and it was something for us to hold on to, and boy didn't we hold on to every single bit of blade of grass we did today. Like, we absolutely, everyone wore that shirt today, and I'm not going to start praising them too much because I'm not going to forget what they've done for majority of the season. But credit where it's due, some of them could have just sat back today. Like I said, we have an opinion on most of these players that they're just there for the pay. It doesn't matter, they're going to get a new club anyway if we go down. They play like Evertonians today. They played like Anthony Gordon does every single week in terms of work ethic, everything. And I couldn't believe it, but Fabian Delph was absolutely unbelievable. And I've just said I can't believe it, but to be honest, most games he's come in, which is about 7 in the past 4 years, I can't recall a game when he was absolutely god awful, unless he's had a continuous run of games where then he starts falling apart. But when he has these games where he just comes back, he's like the Undertaker in WrestleMania. He just turns up for one event a year and plays off the park, just plays brilliantly. And he was composed. He was he is as well. He is a leader in terms of his mouth. Even Man City didn't even want to let him go, but they understood that he wanted more game time, and he gave that to our squad today. He gave us that composure. He gave us that, that kind of drive, that mouth, that aggression towards each another player. Like, we only really see Pickford do that, mainly on his defence when he let him down. He was there everywhere today. He picked up all the balls, tackling, was composed. He was just instrumental in that midfield for us today. He was one of them as well, where he would just want the ball coming to him and he'll have a look for forward passes. Even though that's sometimes Alan's job, he kind of took that pressure off Alan, because I feel like Alan's been decent. Like, he needs someone else good of him though. I like most midfielders, you can't do it on your own, and I don't think Decore, and probably Decore's was dropped today because of just playing against Burnley a few days ago. But I'm hoping it's also just due to a lack of form, a real bad lack of form. Like, Decore's been absolutely horrific this season. I'm surprised he keeps starting, but then we haven't had many choices. But yeah, Delph just was on another level today. Just really, I felt confident every time he got the ball. I felt safe with him. Absolutely buzzing. Sorry, I've just got off camera there. Absolutely buzzing with him today. Alan as well, absolutely fantastic. Like I said, less pressure on him today. Could actually, get forward a bit, pass the ball, just do what he normally does, but without having gaps of midfield behind him, because Decore is just lingering, which Decore did do when he come on. Again, just very, you're in an atmosphere like that, and you should be really on it. Like, you should really be awake. Like, you don't need a coffee. You literally just listen to that atmosphere and you should be riled up inside of you. You want to take part. And he was just dead like lackadaisical when he come on, I thought as well. I was just like, Decore, mate, this is why you're not on the side. I mean, hoping in terms of form, but that's why he's been dropped. But I'd probably be back on the side next week. I thought every single player, I thought first off, Alex Iwobi, Delph, Richarlison was outstanding today. Even though I don't want to criticise because they just won today and they absolutely worked their socks off. And at the final result there, you see them all on the floor, just, you know, absolutely exhausted. But that should be it for every game. No, you see the biggest teams, they're consistent because they work hard. Do you know what I mean? They pull everything into every game. They don't want to lose. They have that no loser mentality. Like I said, there's just certain moments again with Richarlison where he does this every single game. He just runs into like 5 players where he's got a big open space behind him. I don't understand why he does it. Or if it's for tactical reasons to try and get a foul and waste time, whatever. But the chances of that with 5 players around you is very minimal. But everyone worked their socks off today. Absolutely worked their socks off. United always look like they just, you know, because they've got some brilliant players in their squad, just waiting for that moment for someone to just do something out of the ordinary. And you're just waiting for it, to be honest. I was, you know, it just would be us if that was the case, you know what I mean? That's all United really had, was them individual stars who could have potentially done something out of nothing. And luckily for us today, it didn't happen. But I don't think we made it happen too much as well. I think we closed down really well. There's just desire from out every single player in that squad today, and they did us proud, and we throat a bit sore. So, and I'm in the house as well, so I'm trying to respect the volumes of me. I could have screamed my head off when I come on this reaction. I could have sworn my head off with joy, but like I said, every video I do in my house, I'm respectful. But wow, just I can't really say too much. It was just that's what we've seen in it. Like, there was still a bit of lack of quality going forward, but there was just a bit more composure with everyone. There wasn't too many rash balls. I mean, the balls we gave away sometimes were the ones where there was absolutely no pressure on us, and it was really frustrating for me to see, because I'm like, they lead to errors, and Michael Keane did it quite a lot this game, even though he defended well. He just does this thing where he just passes the ball pointlessly and just puts more pressure on us. And I'm not, like I said, I don't want to go on at the place, but I'm being realistic here. Like, I'm trying to look forward in terms of these next 8 games now. We need to be cutting stuff like that out, because you're going to keep doing it. You can work hard all you want, but these away games is the reasons why we're failing, because we don't have the crowd on our back. We don't have the crowd pushing us. This is the reason why we're where we are. But it was so much better today, and you know, even a draw, like I keep saying, every game a draw is not good enough, and in terms it is, because it's points, it's not a loss. And like I said in the last video, we can't afford to keep losing games. This Crystal Palace has won the same games as us, and they're 9th in the table, 9th, and they're being credited as they're having a good season when they've won the same amount of games as us, and look at the position where we are in. Draws are being very much needed throughout the season in terms of the games we've lost. It really does help not getting beat mentally, and also for the table and points wise. And that's the difference of us this season. This is why we are where we are. Most games you lose by 1 goal, whatever. But I think the only 2 games... I know, we beat Leeds 3-0, didn't we? I was going to say, the only 2 games we've won before this one was by a goal, or 2-1 against Arsenal, where we scored last minute, and 1 goal against Newcastle last minute. You know, I was going to say that till I fought Leeds, but it's one of the things where we're winning by 1 goal, and that's what we need. You know, that's what we need. We're getting beat by 1 goal. Most of our games have been very tight, and we're normally on the losing side of it. And it's good to see that we're winning games in that manner. And also, I completely forgot. as I'm just watching the interviews now after the game, Everton have not let Man United haven't scored away for the first time in 16 games. We've kept a clean sheet as well. I mean, I can't actually believe it. If you're going to think it was going to be this score today, then you're absolutely off your head, and you would have won. You would have won yourself a really good bet. But wow, unbelievable. I did think when the game was coming up against Man United, I thought, yeah, United aren't all that, and you see it against Leicester, it looked like a pre-season game. It was absolutely awful in terms of quality and the pressing and everything with the squad. I thought there's a chance to see it. Like, United aren't United. Let's just be honest, they're not. They're 22 points behind Man City, like, playing a game more. They're just not Man United, and you can get at them and you can beat them. They're not unbeatable. And we've taken 4 points off Man United this season. 4 points. Ronaldo hasn't scored in any of them. Ronaldo's absolutely shocking today as well, but I love Ronaldo. You can say what you want, but I wanted to go to the game today actually, but I'm made up. I haven't got tickets now because I wouldn't have been able to go with COVID. But I'm absolutely made up that we've put this type of performance in, and this gives us hope. Again, it gives us hope. But you know, it's just annoying because we could have drew against Burnley and then beat United today, and that's 4 points out of 2. Would have just felt a lot better. But look, can't go back. It is what it is. That's the situation we're in now. But the fact we've beat United today, we haven't just fell over and just, you know, accepted relegation and whatnot. This has given me a bit of hope. But fuck me, we need to ship out this summer, don't we? If we stay up, we need to ship out of some of these players. But I think Lampard got it right today as well in terms of the tactics and who he played and whatnot. You know, it was a big risk putting Delphin today, but he provided everything we needed today from a midfielder. Richarlison, like I said before, absolutely worked his socks off. A nuisance around the pitch. Calvert-Lewin, I really don't know what the situation with him is. But we have to find out. But the goal, even though I'm 12 minutes in, the goal, there's not really much to talk about, to be honest. It was an overhit pass to Richarlison on the left. Richarlison cuts inside, passes to Iwobi. And I think a United player, I think Maguire maybe, or Lindelof, knocked it out to Gordon. And Gordon smashes it in the back of the net via a deflection off Maguire, which is, you know, out of every player you would expect it to be him, even though it's not his fault. But yeah, 1-0 up, and I just couldn't believe it. Couldn't believe it. But there's a long way to go. There's a long way to go, and I just thought it was crucial for the fans and for the players that we've 1-0 up. You know what I mean? We've taken the first goal. Like I said, we've got something to hang on to then. But I'm absolutely made up with the squad today. We need that every game. We can't just let ourselves capitulate away from home. We need to be sticking together, be a unit. I would hope Delph is not injured and he can play the next game, because we need that kind of someone just make these players realise that if we go down, if things don't go away, just keep your heads. And he was saying that when he was going off as well, keep your heads. Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. And like I said, the chances throughout the game, we did have chances. You know, there was half chances, you could say. Another deflection with a shot from Richarlison tipped over the bar by De Gea. So, little things like that. Like I said, we don't really have clear-cut chances anymore. It's kind of just half chances. But if you don't shoot, you don't score, don't you? And we've seen that today. There's another chance in the second half, I can recall, that Gordon was through on the right, and just a bit more composure or just a bit more finesse or understanding of where the players was, could have squared the two of Iwobi or Richarlison. But just, I thought, hung on to the ball too long, and they managed to clear. But things like that, we could get punished in other games. So when we have a real chance, and which we barely do have chances in a game, we really need to take them. because anything could have happened today after we took the lead. So yeah, more relief than anything, to be honest. Like I said, we should need the goods and faithful to push these players. They should be able to do it themselves. But we support our team. We support our team, and we don't want this team to go down, obviously. And we're going to back them every single bit of the way. But we all know there's going to be a massive clear out, whatever happens, because I don't think these players are going to be up for it if we do go down the Championship. Yeah, there'd be a massive clear out no matter what, but we've got to support these players right now, because it's more than just the players we have to think about. We're thinking about our club. These players are always going to be replaceable. Every player and every team across the globe are replaceable, but your club isn't. And we just can't see our club going down to the Championship. We can't. It will just be absolutely horrendous for every single one of us. And a lot of the comments on my last video against Burnley, there's a lot of Burnley fans saying I was disrespecting them. I really wasn't, but I'm talking about in terms of the size of the clubs. It's a monumental disaster, basically, if we go down, whereas Burnley has, they'll appreciate the time they've had in the Premier League. They were well deserved to be in the Premier League for this long in terms of how much they fought throughout the years to stay up. But it's one of them. Burnley will just accept it and move on and try and get back up again. But whereas us, I feel like it's just much harder work for us, and it's something. And it's obviously with a massive club in terms of. There's a lot of stats, a lot of people say we're not a big club in recent years. No, for the past 20 years, we haven't competed as much as we should. And you might think 20 years is a long time, mate. You need to understand you're not a big club anymore. In terms of history, history goes back to when these clubs first started. We don't forget about history. We are a big club no matter what anyone says. I don't care what anyone says. We are a massive club. So, yeah, let's just hope that these players pull it through together, get a few wins on the bounce or some sort of consistency, turn them losses into draws and just get us out of this. And I'll forever be grateful to these players to get us out of this situation, because whatever I think of them, it's time now to just roll your sleeves up and just pay back the fans of what you've done to us this season. Pay them back. Give us something to cheer about. Give us that bit of hope. And they did that today. So let's just hope they can continue this and not collapse again. But yeah, I'm out anyway. Well, I'm not out. I'm staying in. But yeah, thank you for all the support in the last video. I know majority of you probably be laughing at me. It is what it is, but I would prefer Everton wins than YouTube views any day of the week, any day of the week. So yeah, anyway, if you can like, comment, subscribe, and yeah, keep supporting this channel, and I'll see you soon. Don't know who we're playing next. I have really not looked at a fixture list. I don't want to. I'm just taking every game as it comes. But yeah, I'm out.